Shelby 911.
My Ring doorbell just went off and said that there was somebody outside my courtyard. I don't know if it's a person or what it is, but it shows somebody outside my courtyard.
Did it look like they were just walking through the area when you played it back?
Like
or
he's just standing there, and every so often he moves. That's why I don't know if it's a human or what it is.
Anxiety, uneasiness, fear. Imagine being left alone in an unfamiliar place. It's dark, cold, and you begin to hear movement all around you.
I don't know what Jesse experienced that night, but the reason we went there was to find Bigfoot.
Oma, Sabe, Bigfoot. No other legend has captured the imagination of people such as the Sasquatch. Described as a 7 to 9 foot tall bipedal hominid, Sasquatch sightings across America continue to pour in daily. But exactly what these witnesses are encountering has been debated now more than ever. Sightings in Michigan date back to the Native Americans who once called this land home. Tribes such as the Ojibwe and Odawa have countless stories of their encounters with the wild man of the forest. Described as hairy giants, these accounts were used as a teaching tool to the younger tribe members to be careful in the forest, and in some cases, a warning for what to look out for. As of 2022, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, or the BFRO, lists a verified 225 Sasquatch reports in the state of Michigan, ranking our state 8th in the country for most reported encounters. Local researchers believe that number is greatly underestimated. Regardless of the true number in reports, it's evident that Michiganders are seeing something in the woods. What exactly they're seeing is the question we hope to answer.
One of the biggest questions in cryptozoology is, does Bigfoot exist? Is there a Sasquatch in North America, in parts of Scandinavia, Russia? Is there something there that we've never really seen? Is there a creature that is yet to be discovered? Cryptozoology is one of the most fascinating subjects within the paranormal. Bigfoot especially, or Sasquatch as many people call him. A reportedly 9-foot beast covered in hair that is very shy, that doesn't like being photographed, that thousands of people have reportedly seen. Is it real? Maybe. Will we get concrete proof that this thing exists? Maybe. But the one thing that I know, and a lot of other people within this community know, is if you don't keep looking, you'll never find an answer.
Hi, my name is Brad. I am an outdoorsman, a sportsman, a father, a military man, and I'm telling you, Bigfoot's out there. Out in the woods, you hear things, you think about things, what could be out there when you're alone. The woods is so vast and large, there's always room for something more out there. So what really brought me to Bigfoot and became a true believer is reading the Native American cultures, reading articles, and just so many articles and stories about Sasquatch and the different names that they have for him. If anybody was out in the woods, more than hunters, more than sportsmen, more than hikers, it's Native Americans. They were out there telling stories, calling it by different names. So I believe truly that he's out there. So the Native Americans have so many different names for this creature, and they're seeing it so often, they're calling it by name. And what they're seeing, I truly believe, is Sasquatch.
This occurred on July 19th, 2014. Myself and Bob Daigle were out in Waterloo Park, just the two of us. We get into the woods, the thick woods and stuff, and this is, like I said, this is in July, so everything is green. And so I'm standing there, and I feel as though somebody is staring at me. And so what I did was I had that little cheap Kodak camera with me, and I swung it around in a 180-degree arc and started snapping pictures. This thing, this being, probably 8.5 feet tall, it's there staring at me. My first reaction is what the F? I mean, are you kidding me already? You freak, you, I'm calling it. You freak. I had to think that somebody is out there in the woods dressed up like this on that very hot day to pull a prank. And then I called him a freak, thinking, if this is a man, he's gonna find some humor in that. He's gonna crack a smile. But this thing didn't crack a smile. It just stood there dumbfounded and stuff. It's just staring at me. No emotion. And I told Bob, I says, Bob, we gotta go. And he says, what's wrong? I said, Bob, if you don't leave, I'm gonna leave you here. I gotta go.
Hi, I'm Jake, filmmaker and wildlife enthusiast. Since early childhood, I've been fascinated by cryptozoology and specifically Bigfoot. My passion for the subject has grown from childhood into my teen years and has followed me into adulthood. As a teenager, I had a very strange experience in the Michigan woods. One that at the time I thought was a black bear, but after watching for a brief moment, the arm movements, the head nodding, and ultimately it leaving, I can tell you right now, it was not a black bear. Many scientists in the field today look at cryptozoology as a joke. They don't take the topic seriously, or the people that come forward with their stories. It makes it harder for people to come out with their claims when all you're going to hear is humorous remarks, be told that you're a liar, and sometimes even called crazy. Are all the pieces of evidence, including videos, photographs, footprint casts, legit? No. There's a lot of people out there that like to hoax, tell their fake story, just to get 15 seconds of fame. I'm here to tell you that my passion has brought me to the point that I go out in the woods looking to confirm what I already know is to be true, and that is that Sasquatch does exist.
My name is Jesse, and I'm here to tell you that this guy does not exist. As an avid outdoorsman and amateur naturalist living in the state of Michigan, I've spent my entire adult life out in the wilderness. Although I do agree that in one point in time, per the fossil record, Gigantopithecus did once exist. It does not exist anymore. Although for the past several decades there has been several thousand reports across the nation about a supposed Sasquatch living in the wilderness, I believe what people are experiencing and seeing in the wild is actually a black bear. I feel like we could just...
Whether a believer or a skeptic in regards to the ideology of Sasquatch, it would be important to consider the possibility of misidentification within most reported sightings. Michigan, with a black bear population of approximately 12,000 according to the DNR, and habitat range varying between sexes, the historical idea of bear territory in our state is not entirely accurate today. Recently noted by the Michigan DNR, males retain a home range of approximately 330 miles, while female normally only venture out to approximately 50 miles. Although the majority of black bear sightings occur in the Upper Peninsula and Northern Lower Peninsula, black bear sightings in southeast Michigan are not as uncommon as people would believe. Several counties including Livingston, Jackson, and Washtenaw have had extensive history of black bear sightings, with the most recent occurring in 2018. Many Sasquatch enthusiasts discredit the possible black bear misidentification due to the reported and observable height difference between the two species. The average American black bear stands 5 to 7 feet tall, whereas the average reported Sasquatch stands at a suggested height of 7 to 9 feet tall. But with natural factors such as adrenaline, anxiety, nervousness, and possibly poor vision depending on the location of said sighting, could height be misidentified just as easily?
My name is Blake Deutscher, and I'm the founder of the Lost Cryptids Conservatory.
Now, Blake, we're going to be going out there, hopefully sooner than later, to do our own little research. Do you have any advice? Obviously you're very experienced in this field and just in that area in general. Do you have any advice for us going out there?
Yeah, just stay calm about everything. No matter what happens, it's just stay calm, and then I think having a positive attitude and stuff about what you're actually out there to do and your goals. Obviously I don't go out there to try to harm them or anything. Right now it's really hot out, right? Really hot, blistering. So they're probably in the water, in the swamps, actually hanging out in the water, cooling off for most of the day. They're going to be interacting at nighttime, early morning. So
Interesting.
I was building this place, it took me 2 years to remodel. We had to tear all these walls out, tear everything out, and they had to dig down 5 feet, and there were plumbing and all this. My electrician and my plumber were in a hole right here.
Yeah.
And I came in to work, and I go, what are you guys doing out here? He goes, bullshit, I ain't going back in there. He goes, she said to get the fuck out.
Really? Wow.
And I go, and then my one guy, Bruce, said, and her name's Eleanor. 8 years later, somebody brings this picture to me. Look what her name is.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no shit. She worked here.
How was that?
So we're out here filming on location. We're getting like B-roll and stuff before we actually start filming segments. And not only did we hear like a howl, I'd call it, or a whoop.
Yeah, it was like a whoop.
From back that way. We just heard like wood knocking from that direction. So we're just gonna keep our cameras on. You know, like we should be doing anyways. It's always when you have your cameras off. That was loud.
Should we do a wood knock? If I can find, here's one. Speaking of,
We would know.
here you go. You want to hold that for me? There's voices over there. Like there's like people talking over there. Did you hear that?
No.
You didn't hear that?
You have better hearing than me. I didn't hear anything.
It sounded. It just sounded like somebody was like mumbling, like on the other side of whatever this is.
Well, I mean, I think the trailhead, is that when it cuts? I'm not seeing any people. Oh, this is not where the trailhead cuts through. What did it sound like?
It sounded like somebody was talking in the woods, dude. It sounded like somebody was just like,
Dude, I didn't hear
like a kid was just talking in the woods.
A kid?
Yeah, it sounded,
I didn't.
Like it
I didn't
sounded
hear
like
that.
the parents out with his kid, and the kid was like saying
Well,
something. Right before I was about to do a fucking wood knock.
so there's no trail. And there's clearly, I mean, obviously our eyes are a little bit better than the camera right now, but
We're on the lake, but it sounded like it was right there, like in the trees.
it's kind of weird.
I don't know, seriously, I don't know what that was.
I'm more disturbed that I didn't hear it. Is it something trying to talk to you?
I hope not. Now I'm gonna look like an idiot on camera because I'm watching the trees instead of watching myself. That's wood. You didn't just hear what sounded like something talking? That's wood. I know that. That's a tree swing.
Okay, I definitely
that way,
heard
it
that.
sounded like somebody was like talking.
No.
This place is weird, dude. Where'd you bring me?
Pickerel Lake.
That's Pickerel Lake. That's your
Pickerel
answer?
Lake.
I don't want to walk behind you. I want to walk in front of you. So we found what we think is a pretty decent spot to set up a trail camera. and we're going to leave it out here for a few days. We have some bait, if you want to call it that. Some apples and stuff. Find a spot. So we're going to set those up and, like I said, leave it out here for a few days, and we'll check back after a couple nights pass by. Hopefully we get something, but we'll see. Jesse, we're back at the same spot that you had your isolation session 2 years ago. You have not been back here since that night. How do you feel being here?
It feels better because it's bright outside. It's not so dark, I can see, so it's not as daunting. But it feels weird because I have not been here since. We separated as a group, and the rest of the team went down the trailhead, and I decided to stay here to do like an isolation session and just see what I could hear or experience because of those strange reports in the area. I ended up sitting up next to this tree here, and I remember we had a camera over here to the left on the thicker tree, and I sat there and just kind of listened. I had a GoPro on at the time, but it was pitch black, couldn't see shit. And I remember a couple minutes through, now remind you, it was very, very quiet compared to right now. Right now we have wind, we have birds. Then it was in the dead of winter, there wasn't any wind at the time. It was very quiet. And what I had thought I heard was some type of howl or bark or some type of dog. It sounded like an animal off in the distance, but very, very far away. I didn't know what it was or where it was coming from. Well, during that time, I'm sitting here trying to listen, and I heard like noises of something like breaking sticks like that, or walking through the tree line here up towards me. Mind you, I couldn't see, so I had no idea. I had no flashlight, no nothing. I don't know what was walking near me. Now, mind you, we are pretty familiar with the area. We haven't been here in a while, but we have grown up in this area, especially yourself. We know the wildlife in this area. This isn't a very prevalent place for big game.
They just don't exist here. The biggest thing you'll find is, you know, a deer. There wasn't any deer that night, and I don't know what it was. It freaked me out. I think maybe me being here alone, and it was quiet and I couldn't see, maybe played, you know, a key to everything that was happening. Maybe it was my fear that was, you know, making everything extravagant. I don't know, but I definitely heard something walking through the woods. And you can hear that in the previous video. You can't see anything, like I said, it was pitch black, but you can definitely hear some weird noises, and I don't know what it was to this day. I'm kind of hoping I find out. I'm kind of hoping I never find out. The team is unpacked. We're out here at Pickerel Lake, out in the area of Pinckney, Michigan and Gregory, Michigan, just south of Hell, Michigan. We're out here investigating decades-old BFRO backed up reportings of a supposed Sasquatch in the area. Now, whether or not we find a Sasquatch tonight is totally up to luck, chance, and hard work, but we are also here for a second reason. When Jake and I were here probably a few weeks ago, we experienced very weird and unexplained paranormal activity at this same location and trailhead itself. We are hoping tonight to find answers to all these questions. Ready?
We're looking for Bigfoot. I'm on 100% in my element.
Right, let's go find Bigfoot. Just so that everyone like understands how actually dark it is, we're gonna kill this light real quick. Like, can you see me?
No, can't see anything.
It is incredibly, I don't know, a little unnerving to be out here, because if we turn off our flashlights, that's all we can really see in front of us, and that's kind of freaky. So, different vibe at night.
This place is way scarier at night.
You know what you should do?
What?
You should get in there.
I ain't getting in that
No,
thing.
you should get in there and let's see if anything happens to you.
Why am I going to go in there?
Let's see if anything happens to you.
What do you want to happen to me?
Let's find out.
I don't want anything to happen to me.
No,
I'm
you're
not
going in
sitting
there.
that
It's already,
fucking
nope.
thing.
I already decided you're going in there. Come on. It's very cozy. It's very inviting. Look, he already set up a little structure for you to be trapped in.
He did?
Yeah. Get in there.
Fuck this, dude.
So we just left Jake to do a surprise isolation session. It's kind of a payback from what I had to go through at our last investigation. So Jake's going to be by himself in this structure. Don't know how long we're going to leave him there. Probably longer than planned. But we're going to go up the trailhead, see if we can spot anything. Jake's going to have a lot of fun out here. Have fun, Jake.
I fucking hate him for this. Sounds like movement that way. And I don't mean a deer or rustling of leaves, like it sounds like something's moving. Really hope that this camera can pick up those noises.
So, I was here filming, looking at tracks like I just was. I was standing on those two logs, but further out. And I found a print, and I was taking a picture of the print, and as I was taking a picture, I shit you not, it sounded like someone was walking through here, up to me, to where I almost fell because I was bent over like this, taking the picture. And it spooked me to where I thought there was someone walking up to me. And I'm alone, I was here by myself. So I got a little freaked out. I jumped up, and I didn't see anything. I did look around for maybe deer, raccoon, something that would be making that noise, but it sounded heavy, and it was right in here.
That's a tree, if you could hear that. Above this structure that I'm in. Very clever move on Jesse's part, but I'm still pissed about it.
You have a knock in here?
Mm-hmm. I 100% heard that. Is that what you heard before?
Yeah, it sounded
That's
like
crazy.
from this way now. Originally I heard it down here, now I'm hearing it over here.
I've also been hearing these pop sounds. Like when you stick your finger in the side of your mouth and you pull out. But, it's so cold out here tonight. And when it gets cold like that, the moisture that is in trees releases, and it can make a sound very similar to that, so I'm not trying to overanalyze that fact at all. It is freezing out here. And clearly, you can see my breath every time I speak. I mean, it's got to be like 31, 32 degrees right now.
So we've walked down the trail, probably like a quarter mile, give or take, just to make sure that we're out of Jake's earshot for any noise pollution. I think we've let him suffer long enough. We're gonna go back and get him. Just got a really good idea.
Goddamn, Jesse, fuck you. Honestly.
Jake is now officially shitting his pants.
That had to have been him. That was, I mean, that's the way that they walk. That's why I say that had to have just been him. And if it wasn't him, I'm ready to go.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm better now that you are here.
Oh, I bet.
So that way, that whole time you were gone, it's like fucking pacing, just back and forth, back and forth.
You mean like it sounded like somebody was pacing back and forth?
Yeah, like something was walking around. And then this way, like dead straight in front of me, 2 times I heard pacing, like from here that way. And I know the lake's down there, so I'm like, what would be walking towards the lake? This caught me the most, because it was as soon as you left, just movement. And I saw you guys walk down the trail, like I knew the trail went that way. But when you got out of range and I saw your light disappear, I still heard movement all in here.
So we went over the hill. Like, there would have been no way you would have seen anything from us.
Yeah.
Heard anything from us. I intentionally went farther than expected. Just so we wouldn't make any noise unintentionally.
This is a weird, just strange area. Thanks for putting me through that.
Hey, no problem.
God, can we move on?
Jake, what you got there?
One thing that Blake suggested to do was to leave a audio recorder behind. I just did an isolation session in this stupid structure. So what I'm going to do now is place this audio recorder inside this structure, and we're going to let it roll while we head further down the trail, and we'll pick it up later. The thought process behind his idea was that if you sit in an area for an extended period of time, if something is around and is watching, maybe it'll come and check out the spot that you were just in. So we're going to see if maybe we can get any kind of noises from that.
Alright, so Jake and I are on the bridge that separates the southern woods to the north woods of Pickerel Lake. Before we venture into the more enclosed, more isolated north woods, Jake and I are going to spend some time in quiet and silence on the bridge, because we have both sides of the lake on our left and on our right. We're just going to see what we can hear, if anything.
I hate this saying, but you could literally hear a pin drop.
I cannot believe how quiet it is out here. I feel like it was... I feel like it was like noisy as hell on the inside of the woods, and now that we're out of the woods, on the lake.
It's actually really peaceful.
So after an allotted time of us, Jake and I, being out on the bridge trying to listen just to any sounds that we might hear, it does look like the team is coming back to pick us up. They left us out here alone, and they went further up the trail, probably about a mile or so. Looks like they're on their way back to get us now, so we're going to pack up. Putting that trail cam so far out.
Me too.
This is going to be a bitch to get. So in order to get to this trail cam, we can't go directly in because of the mud. We already tried that the first time we were here, and we sunk down instantly 12-15 inches into the mud. So we have to go around and cut through the hillside down to the actual tree. So we're going to do that now. Bad news, we're not there yet. Good news, trail cam is still intact. I can see it from here. I'm going to take a peek at it. There it is. Still hanging up. Still secured. It actually looks like it's slightly jarred to the left. I don't know, maybe something hit it, but let's go get it. Okay, those are Jake's boot tracks from last time. So when we put this here, we put peanut butter all over. I just heard it click, so I think it just took our picture. There was peanut butter everywhere on this vine here. As you can see, that peanut butter is gone. There is not a dab of peanut butter on that entire branch. And I'm talking that we caked it. We covered that entire branch with peanut butter. Something's been over here. I can tell that something has touched the trail cam because it's slight, like I said, slightly to the left. That's for sure Jake's foot. Got some small little prints around here.
Animal prints?
Yeah, well this, I don't know. I don't know what that is. So come down a little bit. So it's almost like small indentations, like almost like fucking toes. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe get it from up above, like directly up above. So watch your feet. Now I can confirm that is not Jake or I's original boot, because we have way wider feet. We were both wearing boots that day. We have wider feet. We have a distinct boot print. This is kind of strange. I don't know what that is. That right there, that's us 100%. That's us 100%. That's Jake's heel print from before. I don't know what this is. Something stepped there. I don't know what that is though. That's definitely not a deer. It's not a deer. I don't know. Not sure. Good news is we got our fucking camera. So let's get it out of here.
Good work tonight.
It was good shit. On to the next.
On to the next.
Alright, so what are we looking at here?
So to start, we're going to take a look at all of the trail cam photos that we picked up over the 2-week span.
Okay. Normal photo. Okay, so this is a picture of the apple setup and the trail. What do we got?
Okay, here's our first night photo.
Right. Picture number 1.
Still see the apple.
Okay.
But I don't know what any of this is.
That's weird. So to me, it looks like breath. I don't think it's fog because it's not consistent across the entire screen. You can see you have inconsistencies like here and here on both left and both left and right side, like corners are clear, but yet from the bottom you can see it goes up, and it looks like, to me, it looks like breath, like coming from underneath the actual trail cam. And then you cut to the next one and it's gone. The apple is still there.
That's strange.
And that looks like that might be a bug of some sort shooting across the screen. Apple is still there.
This is like a normal photo.
Okay, regular picture. No,
That's not normal.
No, what the hell is that?
I don't know, they're like... Why does it look like rays?
So
almost?
to me it looks like something is, how could you say it? Something is in the peripheral vision of the camera and it's not focusing on it. So if I was looking straight ahead and I had an object coming in like this, it's going to look distorted because I'm not focused on it. Just looks like something to the upper left hand corner of the camera. It looks like there's something coming close to it, because there's no reason that would be a light. There's no reason that there would be a light out there.
I don't see anything else in this picture anywhere other than the apple.
So it just looks like we have a weird, potentially close object to the upper left hand corner of the camera.
Same thing. Now it's gone.
And
this is a totally clear photo.
Gone, normal picture, apple is still there.
Now it's back again.
What the hell is that? There's a weird object, looks like, I don't know what that looks like, to be honest. Yo.
Oh, apple's totally
The
gone.
apple is totally gone. Go back. The apple's there. Going back to the day before, the apple's there. It's a clear photo. It's the last picture that is taken that night. The next photo taken is the night afterwards. At 1:17 in the morning, there is a very strange object which is incredibly close to the camera on the upper right hand corner, and the apple is fucking gone. So my question is, why didn't it take a picture of the apple being taken? We have nothing. This is an entirely different day. The camera is back taking a picture of a random object in front of the camera, which I don't know what that is, but the fucking apple's gone. So what took the apple? Did this take the apple? And if so, what is that?
What's the next picture?
I don't know what the... Yeah, go ahead and go forward. Whoa. I don't know what that is. That almost looks like whiskers or hair.
It's either directly on the camera or whatever this is huge. It takes up the whole right side of the screen. Like
It is, so it is big because if you're noticing in the background here, it's illuminating when the infrared light is going off, capturing a picture of whatever this is. It's reflecting that light into the air, which is why this is all like white looking, the area around it, which means that it's big as fuck. Like it's big enough to be able to just light hits it, throws it off. You know what I mean? Like it's reflecting off of this object into the background, which kind of makes sense. Like if you're either this close to the camera or you're big. Like there's a lot of surface area going on here, which I don't. If that's hair or whiskers,
even if it's whiskers or hair,
it has to be super close.
It doesn't explain the previous photo.
Well, no, I don't know what that is. It's not a hand. It's not a paw. It's not a face.
That's not even a minute difference.
To me, only because of how this is looking, like distorted. There's like trail, like it all looks like it's trailing off. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is up here. Like that looks huge.
Yeah, that's not, like I could agree with you and say that this might be whiskers or hair even. That's not though. I don't know what that is in the corner.
That's very strange.
What's next?
Whoa.
Just an entire covering shot of...
It's just something covering the entire camera. There's only a little bit of area where you can see past.
Now this, I would agree, looks more like hair than whiskers at that point. See how it like...
Yeah, but that would have to mean that like if this is the camera, this is the object right now in this
right,
picture.
Yeah, right on
like
top.
It is literally on top of this camera, which, you know, would explain when I retrieved the camera, that camera was slightly tilted to its left. Because I know when we left it level. When I retrieved it, it had looked, I remember I said it right when I saw it, it looked as if something maybe had touched it or pushed it to its left. And it was kind of off angle, which if this is some type of animal or something, that would explain why the camera moved. Maybe something was on it or covering. It almost looks like it's covering the camera, but it's not a hand. If it's a hand, then it's something with very sharp fingernails. But it looks like just something is directly in front of that camera like that. Very weird. And then that's us retrieving the camera.
So out of that whole time that we had it out there, those 2 weeks, this picked up 6 photos.
6 weird photos.
That doesn't make sense either.
I'll take weird over nothing.
Well, yeah, I'll take weird every day over nothing, but 6 photos. It was out there for 2 weeks.
That's true. It's very weird.
And all the photos we have are this unknown figure in a corner.
What I just can't get over is that you go back a day before, the apple is intact, clear photo, besides something that looks like something is in the upper left, like getting close to getting captured on camera, but just not far out enough to where it can focus on what is going on over here. And the apple is there, and you fast forward till the next day, apple's completely gone. And now there's something in front of the camera, which is just really wild. I don't understand why the camera didn't take a picture of something grabbing that apple when it can take pictures of, you know, a bug passing in front of the camera, or it takes a million photos of us walking up to the camera to retrieve it. Why couldn't it take a picture of whatever took that apple? It's very strange to me. It's very strange, because even if someone were to walk up to the trail cam and shut it off, we would have gotten 100 photos of someone walking up to the camera to shut it off.
That's the thing.
Even if someone was grabbing the camera from behind and was able to shut it off without even looking directly at it, we would have been able to get a picture of a hand, someone shutting it off. So it's just very strange that the camera did not capture what took that apple.
That's what I don't understand.
It's almost like it was literally like, boop, gone, like just beamed out of the location.
And to your point with this type of camera that we had out there, there's no way internally to remove photos. You have to physically take out the SIM card
Which just didn't happen.
Put this
no,
in cars.
There's no way that nobody did that. There's no way. That's wild.
So the next thing I want to look at is some of the audio recordings we picked up that night. I haven't done a deep dive on this, but I have some pieces that I pulled that I want to show you to get your opinion.
All right.
Here's the first. What is that?
Play that again.
You hear like
so, dude, that sounds like a moan or not a growl. That's definitely not us. That doesn't even sound like how our vocal cords work. It's like, oh.
For background,
like,
for this, I placed that recorder that we placed before we left. This is 25 minutes into the recording. So that means we were already past the bridge.
So we were probably in the north part of the woods.
Yeah, nowhere near this location. And that's clip number one.
Play it one more time. To me, this sounds like an animal. This doesn't sound like a human. Because I'm telling you that, like, right when I hear it, I don't think a human made that noise. Like, it doesn't sound human-made. It sounds like it's a different type of, like, vocal cords than humans have. And it sounds very animal-like. But, you know, a raccoon's not going to make that noise. A squirrel sure as hell not going to make that noise. A deer's not going to make that noise.
No.
And I'm just thinking of animals that are in that area. Even coyote. A coyote is not going to make that noise. They don't get that low. Like, that was a very low, like, oh. It's very, very weird. I don't know what that is. That's crazy.
So here's the second clip. Yeah.
Bro, that is loud as shit. I don't even have to, I feel like I don't even need to lean in.
This next one's a little harder to hear. And again, I just think it was probably because of the distance it was away from the recorder. Another one I can't explain. You heard that, right?
Yeah, what is it? That almost sounds like a
snap of a finger.
Or like a clap.
That's
like
what I thought.
Like a.
So the first time I listened to it,
that, like, dude, that
like,
has echo.
Yeah.
You can hear it echoing.
This is the final audio clip I have to show you, and because I know how you are, you're just going to appreciate this. You're also going to be very upset that we did not hear this with our own ears. And again, I don't know how we didn't hear this.
Okay, fire it up. Dude. Bro, they are singing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a coyote roll call. I can't believe that we didn't hear this. I'm kind of pissed.
I told you you'd be upset.
That's epic, dude. That's
Look
gotta
how
be at
long
least
it
like,
goes.
dude, that's at least like 10 dogs.
Still going.
They are fucking chatting.
And then it fades away and you can't hear it. But How did we not hear that?
That is cool, dude. They had to have been pretty far if we didn't hear it from the north side of the lake. That's fucking badass. That is badass.
So out of everything that we left rolling, the trail camera, we left the audio recording, we did catch a lot of unknowns, surprisingly. Because I really thought we were going to go out there, I was going to bring this home, review it, and be like, this is that, this is this, this is this. And although there are plenty of pieces in there, like moving cars, airplanes flying overhead, what you can tell is like branches falling out of a tree, we did get some unknowns out there.
Yeah, instead of this is that, we got what the hell was that? That's awesome.
So I have an idea.
What?
We need to go back.
We need to go back.
How you feel?
As soon as I got out of this car, my gut is telling me to go back home.
Well, at least I can second that today.
I am like not even kidding. I do not suffer from anxiety like ever. But like I have actual anxiety right now. Like this is a very bad feeling out here. As soon as we got out of the car, like literally as soon as we got out of the car. Dude, this is weird. I'm almost out of breath from we were hearing really weird noises. Like the reason why it's not on camera was because it was when we actually got out of the car. We didn't even had any of our equipment unpacked. Like you heard a whistle. I heard what sounded like someone was talking, which I even shut off my light because I was scared someone's going to see me.
We've made it 20 yards from the car. Yet this isn't normal for either one of us. This is like just a terrible feeling in this area. And the area we're in is the area that Jesse sat alone at 2 years ago, where he had... every time I even look back this way, it's like something's moving back there.
Yeah, I can't stop. That's why I turned on my light, because my eyes are playing tricks on me. I thought there was something moving.
Does that not sound like something walking through there?
It's gotta be leaves, but dude, I'm telling you, man, it's just so weird. It's so strange for us to be acting like this. Like, let's just get to the fucking trail. Oh.
Okay.
Somebody came from right there. So we just heard some like very loud like wood knocks.
Okay. Okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay with feeling uncomfortable. I'm not okay with thinking that I'm actually in danger. We have been on edge since we've gotten out. Dude, what in the fuck? Did you hear that?
Yeah, dude, I'm getting out of here. I'm not kidding.
Dude, that literally sounded like somebody just walked up towards me.
I'm like, at this point, I'm not hanging around here anymore.
You did hear that?
Yeah, yeah,
dude,
100%.
I have never, grabbed my flashlight so quick.
Well, I'm not kidding. I'll keep this rolling, but I am not comfortable here at all. Not one bit.
Dude, man.
We haven't even gotten on the trail
bad
yet.
Bad fucking goosebumps, dude. I thought that something
I'm standing in the roadway. I know the premise of why we're out here. I come out here to, have a good time, and I've always had a good time. This is not a good time right now.
So this is take 2 of our intro. We were kind of interrupted by a lot of weird activity. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff happening right now. I physically recoiled and grabbed my flashlight because I thought there was going to be something standing next to me from the tree line. We are here on the 2-year anniversary of my weird experience on this trailhead. I still don't know what happened or what I experienced last time, but we're back here, and funny enough, it's actually a full moon, just like it was 2 years ago. And we just heard a wood knock, a second wood knock. I didn't anticipate ever being able to say this on camera, but I feel like I can confidently say Jake and I definitely feel that we are not alone. Third wood knock. I literally don't remember a time where I was more uncomfortable. This even outranks being in that auditorium by myself, and I was kind of scared.
I feel worse now that we're off the road than I did on the road. This sucks. This is it. Same spot.
I feel like my heart rate just went up. So 2 years ago from today, we were filming on this trailhead, and I did a isolation session here by myself, and I had a very weird anyway, we're back here in the same spot. And a couple years before, I thought I heard some really weird animal noises. I don't know what they were. And it also sounded like there was stuff walking around me. Now mind you, the rule was that I couldn't turn on my flashlight, so I actually did not see what was walking around me, but something was walking around me. It feels very, very strange to be back in the spot.
You ready?
For what?
To sit.
To sit?
To sit.
What do you mean to sit?
We're going to sit here, and we're going to have an isolation session.
Here?
Together. Look, my original idea... Here's my original thought before all this shit started happening. I was going to put you here, and I was going to walk the trail. I'm not walking the trail. I'm also not leaving you here by yourself. So me and you are going to sit here.
You want to sit in the exact same spot.
Yeah, I do. And we're going to sit here and we're going to see what we experience tonight.
Okay, well, let's just do it. Let's go.
Fuck.
It's another coyote roll call, just like we heard up in Atlanta a couple years back. Fuck, bro.
Get that tripod, it's time to go.
Bro, hold on, man. Dude, that is a full ass roll call. That's badass, dude. Dude, that's scary shit. So there's been at least 13 or 14 who have... That is a... Dude, that sounds kind of close.
Let's go.
Time to go. So, as much as Jake and I really do love wildlife, and I myself really, really love the American coyote. Studied the coyote a lot. We've tracked coyotes up in Atlanta, Michigan. The last time we were up tracking coyotes, we did hear a coyote roll call that night. It was pretty cool. It was the first time we ever heard that. Tonight is a different story. We just heard a coyote roll call. 25 plus dogs. We're not looking to mess with that big of a pack of dogs because they'll probably want to mess with us. So it's time to get out of here.
Well, how was that?
It was kind of scary at first, not even gonna lie. Got a little bit better, but again, I feel like we are leaving here with more questions and less answers. Do you remember what we both said when we got out of the car?
What?
That we both had a gut feeling that we shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
We both said that all of our bad vibes
We're from here.
were coming from that direction.
Yes.
So why are we going that way? Because we're idiots.
Basically.
Yo, I do not like this area. Like at all.
What Jesse doesn't know is
Hey.
I brought this. Yes. This is where he gets scared. Yeah.
No, I mean, were you shooting out there? I just got eye shine, dude, in the field. Oh my god. Dude, I literally felt my chest. I thought I was having cardiac arrest. What the fuck was that?
That was payback for last night.
Is that a crow call? Jesus Christ, dude. Okay.
Here.
To top.
You hold the camera. Oh my god.
So
you saw eye shine?
Yes.
Well,
Asshole.
I'm gonna do it again, okay?
Asshole, dude. I'm over here already like, yo, come here, because I saw two little beady eyes over here in this field. And I see that you're not moving towards me. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was kind of getting a little frustrated. I'm like, what the fuck? And then as soon as I look back, I hear that noise and I drop to the ground. Oh my god.
I can't even film the segment I wanted to film now.
Like, you know when you have like heart palpitations? I literally had heart palpitations. Whew.
Well, when you watch this back, I was like, this is the part where I get scared, and then...
You're a dick, dude. Okay, but like, for real...
So for folks that don't know, this is a predator call. This one's a rabbit, and we heard coyotes, so, you know, why not? It's probably not my brightest idea to do that while we hear coyotes, but...
especially if what I saw over here was coyote eyes.
We're close to the car.
But I'm hoping that I scared them away when I did my little yell. And then I hope that I solidified that when I shit my pants. Alright, second time at this location, Waterloo Pinckney Trail. I have never been more uncomfortable in my life than when we got out of this car several hours ago. Heard some weird stuff, felt terribly uncomfortable and unsafe. I can actually probably speak for both of us that like I literally didn't feel safe for the first hour we were here.
No, not at all.
I'm still left with a million questions of what may have occurred 2 years ago and what I heard. But now I got questions of what did we just experience this time? Let's get out of here.
How you feel?
As soon as I got out of this car, my gut is telling me to go back home. So I literally step out of the car and immediately feel this overwhelming sense of anxiety, which never happens to me. I even said that night, like, I do not suffer from anxiety. It's something I don't ever struggle with. Thankfully, I don't have that issue. But for some reason, when we got out of that car that night at the trailhead, I couldn't help it. Like, it was just like a wave of anxiety coming over me. Very, very uncomfortable feeling to where I didn't actually feel safe getting out of the car. Which is very weird.
Seeing you that way put more fear into me. Because I've
Seeing
had that feeling.
you that way put more fear into me. So imagine that, like, you're like this guy and you have a bodyguard who like protects you because he's bigger than you or he has a weapon.
Now imagine you're that guy and you look at your bodyguard and he's shitting his pants.
Can you blame me?
What do you think that guy would feel like? Even more scared. I looked to you and I saw the fear in your eyes, and then I said in my head, "Oh shit." That was not a good feeling. Not a good feeling.
I mean, we went there knowing that you were going to be uncomfortable, but I didn't go there expecting this to happen.
Yeah, so I was originally going to be uncomfortable because we were returning to a location where I had something unexplained happen to me 2 years prior. So but I didn't have anxiety going there. I was perfectly fine. I remember the drive-in, we were talking, we were chatting, we were talking shit, normal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get out of the car, it's just like, oh my God, we shouldn't be here. The reason why it's not on camera was because it was when we actually got out of the car. We didn't even have any of our equipment unpacked. Like, you heard a whistle. I heard what sounded like someone was talking, which I even shut off my light because I was scared someone's going to see me. So the thing about that is one of the reasons why we felt uncomfortable, not only having a gut feeling, but when we got out of the car, you had stepped out of the passenger seat and thought you had heard something coming from like the field area behind us.
Yeah.
So I remember you immediately were like scrambling for your flashlight.
Yeah.
And then I had heard almost at the same time what sounded like somebody walking through the woods, which was to the left, which was outside my door. So it almost sounded like we were surrounded.
Yeah.
It was very, very weird. And then you thought you heard what sounded like talking or whispering or something. And there's no one in that area. There's no cars in the area. We're down a very desolate, dark road where no one's down. It's amazing that these things are happening, but it's unfortunate that they happened when they did, because we didn't even have our equipment set up yet. And I feel like we were too froze in the moment to even think about grabbing the camera. I was literally thinking that there was someone or something around the car when we got out. I'm not thinking to grab a camera. I was literally my hand was on my knife, my other hand was on my flashlight looking at the camera, and you were the same thing. I mean, you were literally just focused on the tree line. So unfortunately we didn't get any of that on camera, but that shit was scary.
To your point, I exited the car, I closed the car door. Immediately when I closed the door, it's almost as if I spooked something, because I thought in that corner where we parked, I thought something ran off. Now, whether that was a deer, whether it was just a small animal, whatever. But when I hear that and I look around and I can't see anything, because without infrared, you can't see a thing out there.
Oh, it was pitch black out there.
All I hear is movement, either coming towards me or going away from me, but as soon as I close the door, I hear something move around. That terrified me. Okay.
Came from right there. So we just heard some very loud wood knocks. So that was crazy. I can't believe how loud those actually are on the raw audio, which is really cool, which means that people will be able to hear it very, very well. But that was incredibly intimidating to hear that. Because that was something you could almost feel, in your chest when it was happening.
It's
live.
such a distinct sound, too, that we would not have mistaken it. And now, like you said, it's good. I'm really glad it's picked up. But it just backs up the claims.
And it's not, so there's one thing you can check with the woods, it's consistency with the wind noises.
Mm-hmm.
If there's wind noises caused by the trees, if there's tree noises caused by the wind, they're always going to be consistent. When the wind blows, the trees will make the certain noise. We didn't hear any of that shit from the trees.
Yeah.
The trees were not making those noises from the time we got out of the car to the time we went back to the car. The trees were not naturally making those noises, which you and I both would have acknowledged if we would have heard it, because we would have said, hey, I think that's the wind. And I believe we even tested it out that night. We would wait until the wind would blow, and we would listen,
And none of that shit is heard.
Yeah.
That was something intentional, that noise. Well, we have been on edge since we've gotten out. Dude, what in the fuck? Did you hear that? That right there was probably the scariest moment that night, because I was in like fight or flight mode, and I literally thought there was something walking up right next to me, which you can see in the video. I literally like recoil and grab my light like I'm about to fight something, because it sounded like it was, and you can hear that on the raw audio. You can hear those noises, and I'm telling you, it was like from here to the camera. That's how close that shit felt. I have never been that scared in my life, because I actually thought I was about to like fight something, like an animal or a person. I've never felt that way before in my life.
I have been on countless occasions. I've been in the woods with you. I've been ghost hunting with you in a cemetery. We were in a building that turned out to have claims that were backed up. I have never seen your eyes and your reaction like so big to a moment like this.
Oh, I'm clocked out. Dude, in that moment, that's like all just like, oh, time to fight, time to fly. Like, there's no personality, there's no haha. Dude, it was like, I'm about to die. Like, that was a very uncomfortable feeling. I was actually scared. But I mean, I'm telling you, I was seeing red. Like, just a whoop, time to react. There's something, running up towards me.
You ready?
For what?
To sit.
To sit?
To sit.
What do you mean to sit?
We're going to sit here, and we're going to have an isolation session.
Here?
Together.
We get to the original spot 2 years prior that I did my isolation session and had a very weird incident occur.
Yeah.
We get there to look, and you're like, hey, do it again, essentially. And I wasn't having it. Yeah, we did it, but I wasn't having it, bro. That was a very uncomfortable moment. Because I felt like I was reliving everything over again.
In fairness to both of us, obviously my plans changed. I wasn't expecting anything before this to happen. So my original idea was, I was going to leave you there and say, hey, thank you for putting me in a structure that we had.
If you would have left me there by myself, I'm telling you, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, here's the remorseful side of me, because obviously we sat together. That wasn't the original plan, but not only did I not feel comfortable leaving you, I wasn't walking down the trail by myself after we just experienced all this.
That's very true.
So I wasn't leaving myself out to dry either.
It worked in both of our favors that we stuck together during the session.
But we never talked about this. When I said, hey, are you ready to sit? Truthfully, what's going through your mind?
I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I was thinking, after everything that we just experienced, you want me to sit out here alone? Yeah, that's why I was looking at you, and you can't see it on camera, but down here I have a clenched up fist, like I wanted to hit you.
Just ready to go.
I was pretty upset. That's why I kind of looked at you, and I don't even think I blinked. Because I was like...
It was a smart idea at the time.
Didn't feel smart. It's another coyote roll call, just like we heard up in Atlanta a couple years back. Fuck, bro.
Get that tripod, it's time to go.
Bro, hold on, dude, that is a full ass roll call. That's badass, dude. Dude, that's scary shit. So there's been at least 13 or 14 who have... Dude, that sounds kind of close.
Let's go.
Time to go. Okay, so when we're done with the isolation session, or the joint isolation session...
Sure.
We heard another yet epic coyote roll call, and it's funny looking at this video I look like a kid on Christmas Day. Like, I literally have a genuine, dumb smile on my face. And I actually look proud. I look like a proud dad. Like they're my kids. They're like, listen to them. Don't they sound great? I feel like I'm gonna meet with them afterwards and be like, you guys did great. That's how I look right now. I look like a dumbass. But dude, that was fucking cool because that was like 30 plus dogs.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And it just kept going. When you thought they were done, there's another dog, and then there's another dog, and then there's another dog, just firing up. And it sounded like it was at the other end of the trail. But I know that we agreed on one thing, and that was that we weren't going to be able to fight off 30 plus coyotes, especially if they were looking to hunt something. There's a lot of meat between you and I, so we weren't having it.
You were having your proud Father of the Year moment, and on the inside, I felt how you felt when we stepped out of the car. Because that's why I say, grab the tripod and let's go, because on the inside, I'm having a meltdown of like, I don't want to be anywhere near this pack.
It's funny the contrast between the two of us. So we're surrounded by wild animals, potentially being hunted by them. I'm smiling like a moron, and the only thing you say is, grab the tripod, we're out of here. Oh, I love it.
Jesse doesn't know is
I
brought this. Yes. This is where he gets scared. Yeah.
No, I mean, were you shooting out there? I just got eye shine, dude, in the field. Oh my God. Dude, I literally felt my chest. I thought I was having cardiac arrest.
What the fuck was that?
I am surprised I did not die.
The quote of the night for me is, can't even say it. The quote of the night for me is, I think I'm having cardiac arrest.
I thought I was dying. I held my chest and I dropped to the ground. I dropped to my knees because I thought I was like, this is it. I'm going to die in the field. A coyote's going to eat my ass. And it's going to all be on film because I didn't know what that was. My brain's not going to tell me like, oh, it's Jake with his call. Dude, I had no idea. I'm like, I'm dead. This is the last thing I hear. Almost like you're a rodent. You get picked up by a hawk. The last thing you hear is the hawk screeching before you're dead.
True.
I thought I was going to die.
This is all, as bad as it sounds, you can blame yourself. Because as I'm sitting in a structure that you decided to stick me in, I hear in the distance this man-like scream come from behind me that I wasn't warned about. I had no fair warning.
Okay,
I didn't know what was going to
enough.
happen.
Fair enough.
I had to do something.
We are even for now.
We'll call it truce.
We'll call it truce for now.
That was fun. That part of the night was fun for me.
It was the happy ending that we needed.
Sure, if you want to call it that.
Happy, close to death. I was at death's door, but we were still laughing about it.
The Waterloo Pinckney Trail and Pickerel Lake. Two beautiful locations with one big unsolved mystery. Does the Michigan Sasquatch exist? Perhaps one day we will uncover the truth that lies just beyond the Woodline.